Welcome back. I have with me three esteemed executives, Martin Beaulieu, Øyvind Fylling Jensen, and Pierre Calleja, and we're going to talk about successful international strategies. I'd like first for each of these gentlemen to tell us the two key things they need to know about themselves and their company. Briefly, Martin.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you for the invitation. So basically, my name is Martin Beaulieu from Canada. Basically, I'm a food scientist by training, and I did some startup in biotech, and now I'm into the investment side of the business with Soper, which is based in the heart of the maritime cluster in Rimouski. And basically, what we are doing is business support, including direct help regarding direct investment in projects and enterprise.
Terrific. Øyvind.
Øyvind Fylling Jensen. I'm the CEO of the Applied Research Institute Nofima. By training, I'm a veterinarian, but I have also a long career after finishing my PhD working in international biotechnology, pharmaceutical industry, diagnostics, and have for the last 10 years been in the institute sector, which is something different when it comes to internationalization.
Yeah.
Good morning, Greg. So I am Pierre Calleja. I'm the CEO of Fermentalg. I am a marine biologist involved in microalgae since 30 years. And within Fermentalg, we have developed a new way of producing the microalgae that we call mixotrophy, which is a mix between autotrophy and heterotrophy.
Terrific. Gentlemen, I'll ask you to talk about what is the best international strategy or tactical decision that you have made in your organizations? What made it a great decision? Øyvind, I'll put you on the spot to start first.
Yeah, being a research institute with a governmental mandate to be more active internationally, but with a Norwegian customer base, it's quite challenging. What we have done is a lot of the international work is to establish international networks on research collaborations with partners outside Norway, especially in the EU framework program, 7th framework program, and Horizon 2020. Putting up a clear strategy with a commitment from the top and picking the right people to run that strategy and make it broad within the organization so that you get achievements that you want to do. But you have to put up some targets where you want to be. You have to be focused on which areas you want to be international on, and you have to get the right people to run it. Unless you do that, you will not succeed. And that means that you also have to bring in training to the people going into the international affairs.
Very good, thank you. Martin, how about you?
I would say selling global but producing local. You know, sometimes with the startups in biotech, you know, you end up with that model where you basically say, okay, I can sell everywhere and can produce everywhere, and as an SME, I will be able to manage all that stuff at the same time. This is a huge mistake. At one point, you know, I was managing production from Israel to French Polynesia. You know, it was like 24/7 with very little control on, you know, quality, production schedule, cost of goods. So at one point, we just took the decision to bring everything back home. So we were much more in control of what we were doing regarding the production and everything, and we divert all those energy to commercialization, because this is the name of the game.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And Pierre?
Within Fermentalg, the purpose of the company is to produce new source of proteins and lipids, and it is international markets, very important markets. So the strategy is to develop the company through all over the world with partnerships. We try to build JV, as we have already done in Europe with the Avril Group, and we expect, based on the first factory that we are building now, to build a factory in Asia and one in America for the development of the company.
Oh, terrific. I think, Øyvind, you wanted to add a comment.
Yeah, I want to add a comment, and that's when you develop an international strategy, you will have to have a commitment from the top management, and you don't underestimate the cost and the time it takes to realize your strategy. and the management capacity has to be in place in the organization from day one, or it has to be built consequently throughout the period where you're looking at expanding. If you don't do that, you're very likely to see that it costs you more money, and it will actually bring you more problems than happiness when you move international.
Very good. Any other comments to add on this? These are great insights.
No, I think what we just heard about the commitment, basically there's like magical thought, basically saying, you know, let's go to Asia, let's go to China, let's go to Latin America, but if you don't have boots on the ground, and if you don't have, you know, means to be there, basically it will be impossible, because as you manage a local market, spending time, quality time, interacting with people, if you go global, you don't have this relationship, you'll go nowhere, that's for sure.
All right, gentlemen, we're friends. Let's talk Turkey. We have all done some really stupid things internationally. If you're willing to confess, what's the dumbest thing you or your organization has done internationally so that we all may learn from your mistakes? Oyvind, there's no particular reason we're looking at you.
I'll go first.
What a trooper.
Basically, everything is connected to sales. You know, the biggest mistake we did in the startup I'm part of is basically be way too patient with your salespeople. Because, you know, most of us are coming from a science background, so we just want to make it perfect. And someone is coming from Brazil, basically saying, oh, your product is not the right smell, right color, right price, and you race to the lab and you try to mitigate that sales risk through more R&D. You know, and I did that quite a bit. Suddenly we realized that maybe applying a little bit more pressure on the sales personnel is helping regarding that. And I think it was the biggest mistake, because when you reach commercialization stage, you know, time is critical. So if you don't push enough your commercial efforts, it could be very difficult to overcome for the company. So in my case, I think this at one point was the biggest mistake that we made.
All right. Pierre? Oh, Oyvind, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
So eager to tell about your mistake.
No, well, you mentioned time, and timing is a key issue. And of course, as a research institute, we don't do a lot of internationalization. I have one experience from current business, and that's we started up a joint venture in Chile far too early with far little funding, and it actually became a cash drain from an organization just after the merger, and keeping the focus from trying to get a merger and a company to work back home. We spent a lot of time trying to fix something in Chile, which is some 27, 28 hours flight ride from Norway. So it's, that was a very clearly mistake, timing for when you want to do. I think the idea of going to Chile, working with the Chilean salmon industry is correct. I think the timing was lousy. And the other example is from a previous career, when a small company starts to build subsidiaries and try to put people on the ground, as you said, and don't see that these people generate actually more cost in the initial phase than income.
Very good. We've heard two messages, well, three messages so far. One is, don't let the perfect become the enemy of the very, very good. Second was timing. And related to that, make sure you're sufficiently capitalized. Right. Pierre, anything to add to that?
Well, Fermentalg is a young company. We have opened the door of the laboratory in 2010, and now we are building the factory five years later. So the growth is very quick. We are 80 people, and it's very fast growing, and it's not easy to manage. But talking about the international strategy, it is difficult to choose the right partner. And for us, it is important to go to Asia to be in the market in that part of the world. But for example, we had some not very good experience with China. And that's why now we have selected to work with Japanese people, which are more understanding our way of working. And we think that America is always a good partnership possible for us. So to find a good partner is sometimes it could be very damaging not to find it. Huh?
It's like in the private life, isn't it?
Very good. Fourth important lesson, find the right partner. All right, you all were very generous with opening yourselves up about where you've made mistakes. I'll give you a different opportunity. Don't be bashful. Tell me what you are really, really proud of in your organization. And that could be internationally or domestically. Don't be bashful.
The people in the organization makes me proud every day. The level of knowledge, the level of skills, and the level of standing through the organization in very dramatical time when we were making a major turnover makes me proud. That's the staff members and their knowledge and their commitment to the industry and to what we're doing. Makes me fantastically proud.
That's marvelous. Martin?
I would say every step of my career, I managed to have fun doing it. And sometimes we're just losing track of that. And when I'm coming in the office, in the morning, and everyone is like having fun doing their job and performing in that context, this is just great, this is just perfect. And if you can achieve that when you have tough times, it's much easier to manage tough times when you have this spirit in the company. And I know it could be very difficult because you have challenges, you have deliverables, and we are pushing, but to keep a good spirit for me is critical, and when I'm able to achieve that as a director, I'm very happy.
Terrific. Pierre?
I think it's a difficult question. Of course, I am proud every day about the work that we are doing, but I think I will be proud when we will be our turnover will allow us to make a lot of profit. And I think this will make me proud.
Terrific. Let's take a bit more philosophical turn. What is the difference between a superior international strategy and a superior national or regional strategy? What are the differences? What changes?
I would say from a planning standpoint, they're not that different. You have to align with market needs. You have to planify, to do a good planification of it at the highest level and to commit resources. I think that the challenge you are facing regarding that, if you go international, first is regulatory, because sometimes you may end up facing quite a few challenges, so you have to keep that in mind if you go international or global. But on the top of that, cultural difference are very, very important. So this is why you may have a good sales representative performing very well in the US, but doing very poorly in Europe, for example. So you have to keep that in mind. And if you have very niche, specialized product, you should probably keep in mind that development of your products should also consider those cultural differences. But basically, selling next door or selling, in China, the metrics are the same. You need a good price, you need good quality, and you need to sell, I would say, a perceivable benefit to the end user. And this is what you have to keep in mind, whatever the market.
International strategies coming from Norway with slightly above 5 million inhabitants is certainly one key lesson. If you want to be successful, you have to realize that you are not the world champion, even though we have good ski runners. It's really something that, even though that Norway has a very good and strong international salmon aquaculture industry, it's a big industry outside Norway, which is consisting of many other species, many other farming forms, a lot of the technologies, and don't think that you're an international champion just because you're champion back home. And this humility that you need and humbleness that's something combined with the cultural understanding and the openness to listen to other people, what they are in front of, makes the difference between a successful and an unsuccessful international strategy.
Very good. Pierre?
Talking about international strategy, inside Fermentalg we are very strong about developing our technology, and we do it for customers, for some big groups, and we try to respond to the demand of that groups. Always the molecule that they want is different according to their market. And our strategy is to make a partnership with that groups, and we try to go with groups which are already well implemented inside the markets. So the strategy is to make partnership on markets.
Very good. You both have, or all three of you have touched on an interesting challenge that we see in technology companies across various sectors, and that's how to manage the balance of being customer needs back coupled with technology and product forward. So obviously you're looking to develop advantages with your technology. At the same time, you need to be meeting customer needs or you don't have a market for your products. How do you think about that and manage that tension in your organization?
For us, I think it's different business and different work to develop a technology, to be strong on that technology, and then even produce. It's already a different word, but the next step is to sell in markets and to respond to the demand. And this it is not really what we know inside Fermentalg, and we don't know how to sell, and we don't know exactly the demand of the customers. So the only way for us to do that is to make alliance, to make partnership, because it's a completely different business from our business. Our business is really to bring the molecules to our partners.
Yeah, I agree with on the partnership side. You can have a market pull or a demand from a customer that is not possible to solve with your technology. You can spend a hell of a lot of money trying to adapt your product and your services to the market demand without being successful and any guarantees that you will be able to deliver. So you have to find a balance between what you are able to and capable of doing from an export point of view, and then sit down with your partner or your customer on the other side and say, this is how far we are willing to go, and if you're not willing to take the next step, walk away from the table.
And I think, to build on that relationship aspect, you have to be flexible on your side, and your partners have to be flexible on their side as well. Sometimes some exclusivity clause with those partners are very tough to handle. So you have to be flexible regarding that. And basically, I think we don't expose our concepts or our products soon enough to the market. Sometimes we may say, don't do it perfect, just do it. So basically, if you invest a lot of time and money into your product, and someone, a partner in the US are basically telling you that it's not exactly what is after, and you invest a lot of money, it could be a little bit difficult to go back 2 steps and change a little bit direction. So to interact with the markets as soon as possible could be a great advantage as well.
Sometimes the market doesn't know what it needs or wants. Have you had any of you had any situations where you've been trying to educate the market on what they might need or want? Short responses here.
Yes.
Too short.
Yes, and honestly, for a small SME, this is an uphill battle. I did that in a small biotech, very difficult. We are now managing to do it, I would say, very nicely, especially in the US market. With a big company, this is much easier because you have the the manpower and the, I would say, the public recognition to do that. So basically, you can bring a new product with an existing brand, for example. So the work of training people or training the market is easier that way. But this is always a challenge because basically you have to question yourself regarding the fact, is it a need that will develop? I'm just too early in the planning, or is just no need? And you have to question yourself at one point regarding that.
Understood. Oyvind and Pierre, 15 seconds each on that response, on that question.
Yeah, I think it was said that training and putting enough time to educate your customer base and to at least also understand who's the gatekeepers stopping you from being successful and who are the door openers who makes you successful. It's a key element to this when you meet market hindrances.
Very good. Pierre, anything to add?
Yes, of course, talking about microalgae, we are on the middle of that question because everything is changing every day, and with the microalgae, we are certainly going to bring solution, talking about new proteins, talking about lipids, etc. So we always try to present to our customer partners the new profile that we are producing and developing. But also we have to listen always what they are expecting, and we always try to adapt to the demand.
Very good. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and insight with us today. Best of luck in your businesses.
Thank you.
Thank you.